Teaching number 182. Pray for humanity before yourselves. She is like a castaway in the middle of a sea of darkness and confusion, who in her confusion cannot find the illuminated beacon to save herself. Everyone who believes in me and observes my precepts, is inside a saving ark wherever he is, whether in the spiritual valley or in the world. He who loves in spirit and in truth is with me. Every being has in itself the means to save itself, and they are the light of conscience and the intuition of good that throbs in the spirit. They are attributes that I have granted you. Prayer is comfort and a staff for the heart in hours of trial. To be strong, you must unify in my law, and even when you find yourselves on different paths, if you practice my doctrine spiritually, you will come to love and understand each other. Not all who have heard my word believes in it, and not all who say they love me really love me. To call yourselves my disciples, you will have to practice my law and follow my footsteps. My love is the same for everyone. Have you not seen that I have denied no one light, heat and bread? Even when the tests of the Spirit are great, my protection will never abandon you. Do you want to see me materialize to believe in me and feel me close? Penetrate the essence and life of this universe that you inhabit, and you will contemplate me manifested in all the beings that it is composed of. I have given you all bread, however, I see some satisfied and others are hungry. It is because you do not share the fruit of your work or your home with others. I have placed you at the beginning of your evolution, so that you all come to me. My love that you receive in these manifestations is for all my children. Come to me, seek me with your prepared spirit, and I will be with you. You can all feel my presence and feed on me. The great spiritual works are carried out by practicing humility, clarity of spirit, and the word of light that comes out of your lips. But do not talk about your works, talk about the divine work, and let me judge you and reward your effort. Do not forget to pray for the peace of the world, because great disasters threaten it. But do not want to penetrate my high judgments. Let me, with wisdom, cut down the bad trees by the roots and rigorously touch the institutions. You pray and just help as many as you can. That time is near, and I warn you so that you live alert and contemplate the fulfillment of these prophecies. When you have understood my word, you will all be like a flock, and I, your God, like a shepherd, will guide you to the source of eternal life, in which you will never thirst again. The Master is among you, and I am eager to leave you prepared for the right moment. I come to teach you at this moment when the world is in apparent stillness. Man has given himself over to materialism and only for moments thinks about the example that the Son of God left him, to later return to the struggle of his world and what concerns his material life. He is not ready for spirituality. Humanity has special dates to remember the passion of Jesus, and that is when his heart is moved. But you, who have heard my word, understand that there is no specific time or day to remember or practice those teachings that the Divine Master gave you. You have come to understand that at any moment you can do works for the benefit of your fellow men, inspired by that example of divine love and charity. This lesson that you are learning I want you to pass on to your brothers. You only need your heart to be willing to sow, and then, the first harvest will fill you with joy and encouragement to continue on the journey. When my word reaches all my children, in the confused men of science it will be like a ray of light that illuminates their minds. And when they discover the alliance that exists between God and man, the relationship between human science and the mystery of creation, they will have taken a step forward that will benefit the new generations, because everything will go in perfect harmony. Men and events evolve towards perfection without stopping their march. In the present century, the science of men has reached a great development, for which they called it the century of light, without knowing that this time also opened for the Spirit as the era of light. They ignore that the Holy Spirit is manifesting and illuminating all beings, in fulfillment of the prophecies. Within the great human works are elevated spiritual beings who work and vibrate continuously in the understandings, inspiring or revealing the unknown to their incarnated brothers. That is why at all times I will tell the wise and the scientists, you cannot boast of what you understand or what you do, because not everything is your work. How many times do you only serve as an instrument for those spirits of whom I speak of? Haven't you often been surprised by the scope of your discoveries? Have you not confessed to yourselves internally that you are impotent and incapable of attempting what you have already accomplished? Well, there you have the answer. So why do you magnify yourselves? Know that your work is guided by superior beings. Never try to modify their inspirations, because they are always directed toward good. Infinite and profound is my teaching, in it exists the essence in which all religions are based. In my doctrine I make you all brothers, without distinction of creed. Never lock yourselves in a cell to pray, because it will be like withdrawing from humanity and fleeing from temptations, afraid of falling. Jesus taught you to face every fight. Jesus knew that he was the truth and that it, like light, cannot be hidden. Since then I taught you how to follow in my footprints. I was judged, I was slandered, but no imperfection could ever be discovered. Just as nature is perfect, as a work entrusted to you, who can find fault or imperfection in that work done by me? Who can imitate it? When you do not understand my word, rise up in prayer before you are confused, because, how can you think that I give you an idea that does not contain reason or truth? Raise yourselves so that your thoughts reach the divine outpouring. You will teach my doctrine without adding your tendencies to it, because you will not be able to deceive anyone. The lie sooner or later is overthrown by the truth. If you are sincere with yourselves, you will know the truth, because you will find it within yourselves and in your brothers, if you love them, if there is sweetness in your gaze, if you put charity in word and deed. Do not see faith with simplicity, with that abandonment and that certainty that by force the miracle will take place. Remember that you have to make yourself worthy of such benefits. The conviction of my word and the strength of your prayer prepare you to attain faith and accomplish great works. I am giving you the light and explanation of the mystery in which many prophecies remained for centuries. Ask for light, and it will be given to you. I want there to be communion between your spirit and mine. This grace that I pour out in each one of my words, will be the one that comforts you for when I no longer manifest myself through human understanding. By this grace you will be teachers among your brothers, because you will know how to conduct yourselves within my law. There will be nothing to confuse you, neither ideas nor doctrines will make you lose your way, because everything you learn from me will be engraved with fire in your spirit. In all religions, man is presented with two paths, one, that of spiritual rest, and the other, that of eternal punishment. As much as he has struggled to know reality, he only finds mysteries where his mind is confused. And you, simple disciples who have not known the sciences, instead have received my inspiration and my wise word with which the veil of mystery was lifted, and you knew that after this life, after the struggle, of the battles and purification, the rest and peace that you desire, awaits you all. You, who already know this reality, will know how to reveal it to those who do not know it. You will be the prophet who makes my will known. Then your brothers will be able to verify that you spoke with truth when they contemplate that what your lips announced came true. Peace is not in the nations, apparently there is stillness in the minds of men, but war is threatening the east. Truly war will break out and the world will find itself in desolation. This will soon come to pass. My elements will be unleashed and devastate lands. The men of science will discover a renewed planet and a shower of stars will illuminate your world. But this will not bring disasters for humanity, it will only announce to men the arrival of a new time. I come to make these prophecies known to you so that you will not be surprised when they come to pass. Even with my elements you will have to contend with, because they are also my servants and instruments of my justice. Great disasters will be seen in the world, which will concern the men of science, who will seek the cause of all this in nature itself. It is the scientist who seeks his existence in the cells, ignoring the essential, that is, the kingdom of the spirit, the first and only source from which everything that exists comes. I will reveal much to you while you are still in this world, but when you close your bodily eyes to this life and the vision of the spirit open to contemplate infinity, you will recognize that there is more clarity and light in the life of the spirit. Will, intelligence and reason will not abandon you because they are gifts innate to the spirit. The religions, recognizing the influence of evil, have personified it in human form, even attributing a powerful kingdom to it and have given it various names. Men feel fear when they think that it is close to them, without knowing that the temptation is in the passions, in weaknesses, that the same conflict of good and evil stirs inside of themselves. Evil predominates at this time in the world and has created a force, a power that manifests itself in everything. And in spirit there are legions of imperfect beings, disturbed, inclined to evil and revenge, whose influence unites with human wickedness to form the realm of evil. That evil rebelled against Jesus in the second era and showed him its existence. My flesh, sensitive to everything, was tempted, but my spiritual strength overcame the temptations. For I was to be the victor of the world, of the flesh, of temptation, and of death. For I was the master who descended among men to give the example of strength. Jesus, after exhaling his last breath on the cross, rose from the dead, descended into the dens of darkness where the disturbed spirits are found, to lead them to the light, and returned in spirit before the apostles to show them the higher life of the Spirit. I have told you at this time, do not entertain the concept that exists among humanity about a hell, because there is no more of a hell than the life you have created in this world with your wars and hatreds, and in the hereafter there is no there greater fire than the remorse of the spirit, when the conscience reveals to it its mistakes. My doctrine will speak to the theologian, the philosopher, the scientist, and they will find that my work is an inexhaustible source of revelations. Man with his regeneration will turn off his hell, and when his spirit penetrates into the afterlife, he will only find light, harmony and grace, because in the home of the spirit what only human superstition has forged cannot exist. Prepare yourselves, quiet your minds, because you are going to receive the light that I am sending you. Sensibilize your heart and do not tell me only with your lips that you love me. Love me truly, because I want you to live in harmony with me. Make that signal that you carry in your spirit and that you had overshadowed shine. I want you to feel possessed of my eternal gifts and to give testimony of me. I have had infinite patience for you, I have waited for your recognition, and you still tell me to not disturb your sleep, that you do not want to live in reality, but it was said that I would to come to raise up my chosen people and give them weapons to combat the darkness. How is it that you despise the light if you are destined to bring it to humanity? Very soon you will become soldiers of peace, truth and love. The tests that I am sending you will polish your heart and bring you closer to the path. You are about to take your post to begin the journey. Others will rise to fulfillment in spirit, inhabiting other valleys. I do not want to contemplate among you a single disciple who betrays his master, who exchanges his gifts for false wealth, because my wounds will open again to flow water of compassion and blood to wash away the stain of the beloved disciple. Blessed are those of you who have come to my call. You will receive proofs of love and you will be strengthened for the time of struggle that is coming, your sorrows will be bearable and you will have peace of mind. If you ask me for mandates, look in the book that I give you and you will find in each word a mandate, an immutable law that speaks to your spirit of the dwelling place that it must achieve. When you feel that the time to work has come, you will see with surprise and joy, how vast are the lands that I have entrusted to you and how abundant and rich the seed. What I have taught you, I want to be transmitted with purity to those who will not hear my word at this time. In the virtue of your life you will find what is necessary to guide, advise and console humanity. I hope to receive in this time of the human heart the understanding, the harvest that I have not received in past times, to help you climb the high mountain where I find myself waiting for all my children. Humanity, what have you done with the seed that I brought you as a gift of love in the second era? You call yourselves Christians, but in fact you are not, because I do not find love among men, nor charity, nor justice. Without realizing it you are loving another God and you have forged another world. There you have your affections, ambitions, possessions, ideals and riches. Outside of all this nothing exists for you. Where is your faith? Where is the true practice of my teachings? You only carry them in your mind as one more of your theories. How many of you think that what I am saying is an exaggeration, and how many who hear these words, tomorrow will make a scandal around them? But truly I tell you that Elijah in this third era will prove to you that you are adoring a false god, even though you believe you are loving me, as in the first era I surprised the people of Israel worshipping Baal, and with the power that God had given to his prophet, he proved that people fallen in darkness that they were in error. I tell you again that Elijah in this time will unload the lightning of God on the spirits, causing your idols to fall to the ground. What are your idols? The world, flesh, science, religious fanaticism, vices and money. When the light is made in every spirit, you will understand that the world and science cannot be the end to which you aspire, nor can they be the highest perfection, that they are only means that God has placed on your path so that you may ascend, rung by rung to He, who is the perfect Spirit. Elijah is the forerunner, the prophet, the envoy. I am the light, that through Elijah, I will prove again to the men who with their science believe they can move the world and be able to do everything, but when the moment of the test arrives, when desolation spreads everywhere, Elijah will say to the wise men and scientists, invoke your science and contain the advance of the unleashed elements. Make use of your power and appease the fury of the storm. If you do so, I will recognize your strength and wisdom. But I come to inspire you with a power and knowledge superior to your science, and that power is that of prayer. Now is the time that Elijah's finger points to you, people, and his voice calls you to prove to the world, as the new disciples, the truth of prayer and the power of spirituality. You will receive the same tests that the ancient people of Israel received, but in a spiritual way, because the meaning of those lessons, the essence that was in those calls that the Lord made to His children, has not yet been properly interpreted. It is true that those people were convinced of their errors and repented in fear of divine justice, but they did not reach the depths of true spiritual wisdom. I have told you that in this era of light all the divine revelations of past times will be understood and interpreted correctly, because the spirits of humanity, crossing the vast desert of their pilgrimages and traveling the endless paths of experience, have reached the maturity to commune with the spiritual, harmonize with their conscience and understand the real meaning of their existence. Man is about to come out of his sleep, to get up doing the great works to which he was destined, works inspired by the Spirit, dictated by conscience and reflected in feelings. When the great number of spiritualists will form a united and strong community, their passage through the earth will leave a trail of light. They will be for humanity an elder brother whose hand will generously stretch out to help the younger brother to get up. With a loving word I have come speaking to you, so that your hearts may sweeten and the harshness of your character softened, because tomorrow you will be the ones who will have to make my work known to your brothers, and if you want to move the fibers of those hearts, you will have to use great gentleness and imbue yourselves with love and charity in all your works. Learn to communicate with me from spirit to spirit, with prayer without words, prayer that is thought, that is feeling, that is the what will bring you closer to my divine presence. Look, tomorrow you will have to teach all these lessons, and it is already necessary for my new disciples to practice from now on what my doctrine has been teaching them. If you get up to teach with your works and preach with your examples, humanity will feel inspired to imitate you and stop worshipping deaf and lifeless gods, to come to seek the true living and eternal God who only dwells in the spiritual. Prayer is the saving boat of all the shipwrecked in this stormy sea, because the one who prays well, is strengthened, is filled with faith, feels superior to all trials and knows how to wait confidently for the arrival of peace. Many of the lessons I have given you are based on warning you of the dangers that lie in wait for you in times of the greatest bitterness, because you will be part of my hosts of spiritual beings. For each of you there will be a multitude of invisible beings as your guardians and protectors. The mission of one and the other will be to unite to achieve the supreme ideal of achieving universal peace, and from now on I tell you that from this spiritual harmony among all my servants, a force will be born that will make this people invincible. The poor in spirit will be inspired, the clumsy of speech and understanding will have in their mouths a torrent of words saturated with truth and life. I have already warned you that there will be stumbling blocks along the way, but I also tell you that he who prepares will be able to avoid them. Only those who now sleep while I am speaking to them, will be the ones who will stumble, fall and finally return, judging that the obstacles that present themselves on their way are insurmountable. Prayer, meditation, serenity and elevation, are values that must already be incorporated into your daily life as an essential part of it, so that nothing can surprise you. Understand why through all the times that have elapsed I have been repeating to you, watch and pray. Now I offer you the bread that will feed you, it is unleavened, it is of eternal life. Before illustrating my teachings, I want to heal your heart and relieve your spirit. I invite you to ascend to my mansion of peace and there confess all your sins to me. I will know how to hear you. I will respect your pain and I will not judge you harshly. If that pain is caused by remorse, do not fear, I have come to look for precisely those who have not found mercy or understanding in your brothers. I come to save you so that you may soon arrive to me. I prepare your understanding, your lips, so that you do not feel awkward to speak and testify to my work. If you feel love, you can talk; if you have faith, you can do great works in my name. I give you a blank page so you can write your life, and your conscience will speak to you clearly. By it you will know when you have honored your father and when you have disobeyed him. You ask me on this day, and what do you need that is not in my love to grant you? But if you drink a bitter cup as restitution for your faults, do not complain to me, do not ask me why I have not given you to drink the cup of milk and honey, since you belong to the chosen people. It is up to you to achieve peace. I granted you free will so that you choose the path and elevate yourselves to me by your merits. Why don't you imitate the good disciples? Why don't you lead the life of the patriarchs? Because you still do not glorify me with your works. Give, you always have something to give. Do not imitate the greedy rich, do not turn away the sick, the needy, judging them imprudent. Do not despise the hungry. If you know how to empathize their hearts, you will discover their pain and feel compassion for them. I have given you, in love, the balm to cure all ills. Are you afraid of being censored because in doing charity you imitate me? What do you fear from this unjust and selfish humanity that knows nothing about me? Come and take refuge in my immutable laws, drink my essence and feel filled with the spirit of truth. The truth is my kingdom of love, light and justice, a truth that teaches you the law that I have revealed to you. The truth is the footprint marked by my love, so that you may finally become great, happy, perfect and immortal. My peace be with you.